Hey guys, how's it going again? I'm doing another video, but this time it's going to be covering my recent pickups, so hope you guys enjoy, alright? So starting off guys, you can see here that I recently acquired another Nintendo Switch Kiosk and fit it in my car. Took everything apart just to make sure I didn't break any of the plastics. But recently, Fry's electronics store closed here and they had a liquidation sale. So I got all of the store signage for Nintendo, like the back wallpaper, the shelving signs, everything to do with it. I pretty much got it. And so the guy I bought the kiosk from, and I asked him if I could take all the signage, he just didn't care. So I lucked out with that, got tons of signage. Not even sure what I'm going to do with it just yet, but you know, I can use the wallpaper to pretty much decorate an entire wall, make it Nintendo themed. But you can see there how it was when I found it in the store. It was in the very back of the electronics section there, and so it was in rough shape. Someone had messed with it, taken it apart, but I took it home and put it all back together, and it ended up looking really nice. But it definitely did take some work to get to that. You can see there that I took everything apart in this kiosk. Luckily everything was there except the TV and the console stuff. So now going over to another amazing find I made earlier in this year was I found an original Xbox kiosk that was complete with the original TV, the original console, had all the wiring for it. It was all intact. I think the only thing that I had to do was change out the fluorescent bulbs because they had burnt out at that point. But it's a really interesting kiosk, very big, very wide and fat, completely made out of entire metal. But I really like those little the lava tubes looking there within the green and everything. It was an interesting kiosk to have. I was really debating if I wanted to keep it, but I actually ended up selling it to another collector. That's a good friend of mine. And but yeah, that was another amazing find that I made. So another find that I made is I found a arcade bar top and an arcade cocktail. It's those pre-built kits. They're not that expensive or rare, but I thought it would be an amazing addition to throw in some emulated arcades. It came with everything. It came with speakers, the amplifier, the pie, the joysticks. He threw spare T-molding, a lot of spare parts to complete both of them. So I thought that was an amazing find. I mean, he sold them for $250. So, I mean, to include the monitors for both of them and all that, I think it's well worth more than that. So it's a great addition to the room. I'll show you a completed bar top. I still haven't finished the cocktail, but hopefully soon I'll get the pie and finish that so I can have the cocktail as well. Another great addition to the game room is I recently got the Walmart Pokemon Snap standee that have been coming out for the new game. It's double-sided. It has the Pikachu on the one side with the 25th anniversary, and it has a Snap on the front. But it's a great addition to the game room to display the new game next to that kiosk. So one of the most amazing additions this year is the Super Mario Bros. Gottlieb. It's an amazing piece of history for Nintendo. I'm happy to add it to the collection. When I got it from the guy, it had been neglected for a few years, so I had to do all the the updates. I had to change out all the rubbers, update the lighting to LEDs, add protectors for the Cliffies, fix any of the issues with lights, general illumination, clean everything out. I still have to fix a few things on there that are not 100%, but it's getting close to, and it's playable now. And it's one of the amazing additions. I learned a lot on this machine on how to maintain a pinball machine and fix it. So it's been a great experience to add this to my collection, and I'll showcase it to you here shortly in a video of the gameplay. So as you can see here, that Nintendo Switch kiosk from Fry's cleaned up really nice. And it's a great addition back into the game room since I ended up trading the GameStop one for the Playchoice 10, so I'm happy to have that back. And then I've also done some other additions to the game room where I've added a Pokemon themed type of display there at the bottom. I took the Amiibo kiosk out of there, I ended up putting this in its place, and it turned out to be really nice. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm still working out on adding more Pokemon cards there to kind of showcase that area, but I'm really happy with the clean look of it. It just looks good. The Bose speaker there, turns on and it'll play videos of all different commercials for Pokemon. But I can, inside that Bose, it's a Bose display, but inside that Bose there's an actual media type player that you can just put files in there and it'll play them for you, and you can add a monitor to it. So I think that's cool. It looks really clean, so I'm so happy with that. I'm also going to talk briefly here that I added to the Gottlieb Street Fighter, I added a pin to DMD to colorize it. There's a guy in the community on Pinside called Malenko that did all the colorization for it, so I'm very grateful that he did that work. It was like 90 hours of work, but that a few years ago he did that, so I'm happy to add that. And here is the cocktail machine that I was talking about. It's somewhat mostly assembled. The only thing, unfortunately, is that the hinges for the door are missing, so I have to make my own. But other than that, it's a nice pinball machine, and you can see the Pokemon Snap. I kind of put it there for now. But yeah, you can see I have all these extra parts in there, so I've wired it all up. But I'll get to that hopefully very soon to finish that, and I'm happy with it. So here is the bar top completed. I added the T-molding, the blue T-molding. The guy provided that for me, and a little bit of black T-molding there on the control deck. All the vinyls were already added before, he had already built the machine. He had wired most of it. He hadn't programmed the Pi, and that was pretty much, also the marquee hadn't been put in, nor had the speakers been, soldered and bolted on yet. So I added the speakers. I ended up adding the marquee, and that was pretty much it as far as the hardware side, wiring all that stuff up. The only issue that I ended up having was when I imaged the Pi, it wasn't accepting the Zenmo type controllers, I think is how you pronounce it, because you're basically using two controllers on one USB port, and the Pi doesn't play too well with that. So I ended up going online and finding a solution where you mess with the config file and tell the Pi that, hey, there's two control decks on this one USB, and it finally got it working the right way. It's a cheap controls. They're not the best, but it gets the job done for what it is. I can't ask for more for $250. Like, these built are worth more than that. And I like the layout of it, and everything's awesome about it. Now here I'm showing you videos of all the stuff that I got from that Fry's. I got tons of store displays or how to set up the Nintendo section of the store with all the wallpaper and dividers. But I'm also going to show you that I got some PS4 kiosks. These are from Walmart tabletops. I've had a few of them here, so I'm just kind of doing a quick preview of them. They look pretty cool. And here, as you can see, I did end up getting that Playchoice 10. I had traded my GameStop variant Switch kiosk for it, so I'm happy that I got another one from Fry's to replace it because I had lost it in doing this Playchoice 10 trade. It's fully decked out with 10 games. The condition of the cabinet is very good condition, just a little rough here and there, but the front of it looks amazing. The glass is, no scratches on the glass. It's tempered glass, and it's just spotless. So I'm happy with that. The monitors look really good. I think this used to be a punch-out machine at some point, so there's very slight burn-in, maybe not that much that you can really ever tell. Yeah, it came with 10 games, so when I did the trade, the guys pick 10 games that I have, and so I picked, games that I thought would be fun for me from the NES era. Mega Man did not come out for the Playchoice 10, but there's a guy out there that does modification cards for the Playchoice that will include even the Playchoice 10 text at the top for that game. So that's a really cool addition that I did there, but I'm just showing you the gameplay. The image quality is very good because I believe it's doing like an RGB signal. But you hit the reset button and you can select other games that you want to play there. And it's just, I have all the Marios. I have Versus Mario. I didn't want Mario Brothers 1. I chose Versus Mario. And you can see there with Link that it's showing you all the text for the game. So that's an amazing addition to the game room, and I'm so happy that I got a Playchoice 10. And saving the best for last, we're going to be talking about the Gottlieb Super Mario Brothers. You can see there that I've done the PIN to DMD conversion on this pinball machine, so it's colorized. Now the colorization isn't done yet by the community, so there's still some stuff that needs to get figured out, but for the most part, you know, it looks pretty good for what it is right now. Now, the point of the game is you're supposed to go into Super, and once you're in Super, as you can see there, it starts flashing the castle and spinning, so you're supposed to get the ball in there to destroy the castle. I feel kind of badly at it right there right now. The only issue right now with this machine is that the mega bumpers are triggering the cave, the Luigi cave or the Boo cave on one side, and it shouldn't do that. And so what's ends up happening is when I'm hitting the mega bumpers, it's hitting it enough times so it triggers the extra ball, and because I'm hitting the mega bumper so easily, I'm getting a bunch of extra balls that I shouldn't be getting. Because the only way you're supposed to get an extra ball in this game is hitting that little cave, and you're supposed to hit it 5 times to be able to even get a chance to get an extra ball. So it's making the game super easy at this point, but I'll fix that. I'm not too worried about that. I think it's a driver board issue because the driver board is having some issues, but the game works and plays for what it is, and it's an awesome game to play, especially for beginners. I think this introduces a lot of people into pinball. A lot of casual people that are into pinball really gravitate towards this table, so it's a great addition. You know, I'm a big Nintendo fan. I'm happy to have it. A lot of my friends that come over and see this machine tend to gravitate it more towards this than the Street Fighter, because I think, you know, with all the bright lights and colors, it just looks really, really good. And then I love the soundtrack. You know, I made my own rule cards for it, and then I'm showing you there, just the yellow rubbers really make that pop. It looks amazing. The Cliffy protectors. You know, I did a lot of work, more than 10 hours on this, but I'm really happy with the results. I'm happy that I was able to add this to my collection. And thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. I'm hoping to release more content soon, but have a good one, guys.